Hey, did you hear from Mom about how she got mixed up in that scam the other day?
Scam? What are you talking about?
So you haven't heard?
What do you think? No. What happened? I haven't talked to her at all lately. And you know I don't contact her that much to begin with anyway.
Well, you live closer to her than I do. I thought you might have heard. You don't ever go over to see her? You should at least call her once in a while. She's your mom, for crying out loud. At least act like you care.
I don't need a sermon. Tell me about this scam. What happened?
Well, it sounds like some con artist got a hold of her phone number. She almost got tricked out of $20,000.
By almost, do you mean the scam didn't work? Like there wasn't any money that got taken out of her account?
Yeah, it sounds like the scam didn't work. Thankfully, someone at the bank thought it sounded weird, so they called Mom. They told her it was a scam. I'm just glad someone had the sense to do that.
Well, people who work at banks are probably pretty used to stuff like that happening, you know? And I keep hearing how there have been a lot of scams lately. You've got to be careful these days.
I'm just glad they caught it before the money got transferred. But Mom's kind of a target for those phone scams since she's older. So I'm pretty worried. I'm glad they caught it in time since it was over the phone. But what if some con artist came to her house and got her to sign a contract or something? That'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, Mom's pretty susceptible to that kind of thing. Remember, there was that time when that bogus art dealer sold her a fake painting for like $1,000.
Yeah, I remember that. You brought your hoodlum friends to that guy's house, didn't you? And got back the $1,000.
You know it. Once we scared him a little bit, he gave it right back.
But you know, if Mom gets scammed again, we probably won't be able to get the money back. Since most of the scams these days are usually run by organizations. It doesn't happen very often anymore where you can get your money back if you run into trouble.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. We've got to be careful. Mom's way too trusting for her own good. Or I guess you could say she's easily tricked. Like how she got tricked and dumped by Dad.
Yeah, I really feel bad for her. She's just too nice. And she's been through a lot because of that. She just can't turn someone down if they ask her to do something.
But let's just be happy that she didn't actually get scammed this time.
Well, yeah, but it could easily happen again. There are all kinds of scams out there, you know? So maybe you should pay a little more attention to Mom from now on. Like, take the kids over to see her every once in a while.
Well, our youngest is still really small, so it's a lot of work to take her anywhere. You don't know how noisy car trips with her are. It's like a circus.
How old is everyone now?
The youngest is 7 months. Then we've got the 2- and 4-year-old.
That definitely sounds like a lot of work.
Don't you go see Mom often?
Well, if I want to see Mom, I have to take a plane with at least one layover. I call her all the time, though. It's pretty difficult for me to go back home, you know? Especially since I have to work a lot and can't get much time off.
You're doing restaurant management, right? Well, I guess with a job like that, you probably aren't able to get time off with short notice.
Yeah, pretty much. You live like 20 minutes away by car, right? Even if you have to go by yourself, couldn't you go back to check on Mom once in a while?
I mean, 20 minutes might not sound far to you, but I'm really busy, you know?
You used to make her worry a lot when you were younger, staying out late and getting involved with the wrong kind of people. Couldn't you go and see Mom as a way to make up for all that stress? She practically went gray because of you. And if you called her more often, it would really make her happy, you know? You don't even talk to me unless I message you first.
I message you all the time. What are you talking about? It's not like you have to get all over me about that.
Well, I'm sure there's stuff you could let us know about your kids. Even if it's just to let us know they're doing well. And like, I didn't even hear about your motorcycle accident until after you got out of the hospital. Remember that? You need to let us know these kinds of things sooner.
Good grief, you're annoying. I got it, okay?
Don't pretend like you understand. At any rate, you need to include Mom in your life more from now on. She's getting older, you know. One day she'll be gone and you'll wish you would have talked to her more.
Right. I know you're busy too, though. You should go visit her more often.
I go back every year for Christmas and Easter. That's more than you can say, isn't it?
Okay, you win. I'll call and check in on her more often from now on, okay?
You'd better. Hey, Leah. It's been a while. How are you?
It definitely has. I'm doing pretty good. Is something up, though? Because you usually don't contact me very often.
Well, I texted Todd earlier today, since I haven't heard from him in forever. And so I thought I'd let you know about this too.
What? Did something happen?
Yeah. Mom almost got tricked out of a ton of money by some con artist on the phone the other day.
You're kidding. She almost got scammed? Was she okay? Like, she didn't actually lose any money, did she?
Well, right before she was going to send the money to the con artist, someone from the bank called in the nick of time and stopped her.
Oh, wow. I'm glad someone caught it in time.
Yeah. But since she's getting older, I was thinking there should be someone there to look out for her. So I asked Todd to see if he could keep an eye on Mom for us. But he's not very reliable, so I don't think he can be trusted with something as important as that.
Ah, I see. Well, I can keep an eye on her for you from now on, if that's what you want. I'll go over there every so often to check in and see how she's doing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know with your kids still being so young, it's probably going to be difficult. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. I'd hate to see Mom get tricked into some other scam, It's worrying.
It definitely is. Especially since Mom has always been the type of person to get easily tricked by other people. She's just too nice. And if anyone asks her to do anything, she can never say no to them. That's just how she is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I hadn't really thought of it that way till now, but it makes sense.
She's just too trusting of people, And to top that, she takes on other people's problems without a thought, and doesn't even talk to anyone else about it. It's crazy. So even if she's struggling with something, the people around her mostly don't notice. Trust me, I've seen it happen one too many times.
That sounds really rough. But to a scammer, I guess that would be the ideal target, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm concerned about. This time the police contacted me to confirm what happened to Mom, but even that was too close for comfort. I'm worried about her. And my brother is the same way when it comes to not telling people important things that happened to him. I guess you could just say my family is really bad at communicating.
Yeah, it does seem like those two are a lot alike in that respect. They probably just don't want to bother the people around them, so they don't say anything about their problems.
Exactly. But it makes me feel a lot better that you'll go and check up on her. I really appreciate it. I wish I could do it myself, but it's just that I live so far away. It makes it tough to go back home and see Mom. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of her for you. If anything happens, I'll let you know ASAP, okay?
Hey! What do you think you're doing, leaving your kids with Mom? Just because she's family doesn't mean you can take advantage of her like that. She's gonna collapse at this rate. Don't you care about her well-being at all?
What are you talking about all of a sudden? You're gonna have to do some explaining. I'm lost.
No, I think you're gonna have to do some explaining. You've been dumping your kids on Mom almost every day, haven't you? You need to think about how old she is. Just because she took care of us when we were little doesn't mean she can handle your kids now that she's older. And your youngest isn't even out of diapers yet, is she? That's way too much work for Mom. She can't keep up with that much at her age.
Mom taking care of my kids? What on earth are you talking about? The kids have been living with my ex ever since I got a divorce.
What? You got divorced? You split up with Leah. When did that happen?
About 2 months ago or so.
And you didn't bother to tell me? Your own sister?
Well, to be honest, I haven't really told anyone yet, so don't be too offended.
Good grief. This is what I'm always saying about our family. No one ever communicates. You need to let us know about important things like that as soon as they happen. What kind of world are you living in where you wouldn't let your own family know about your divorce?
I was planning on telling you once I figured out my own feelings. It's not like I was never going to say anything about it. Besides, you'd eventually find out anyways. I'm still trying to grapple with reality, though. Telling you wasn't exactly on the top of my priority list. And what's all this about my kids being at Mom's house?
You didn't hear anything about that from Leah?
Nope. Nothing.
Which makes me think, why'd you get divorced in the first place?
I don't even understand that myself. She just kept getting colder and colder towards me. And then one day she just left. Took all the kids with her, too.
What? That doesn't make any sense. Didn't you do anything to make her mad or something like that? Like leaving all the parenting up to her, or not doing your fair share of housework?
No, I never did anything like that, I swear. I honestly have no idea what her reasoning was. I wonder what she was thinking.
As if I would know. You don't have any idea of what was going on. Even if she didn't verbalize it to you, there had to have been some clues as to what was making her mad.
I always gave the kids their bath after I got home from work in the evening, so it wasn't that. And I did the dishes every night after dinner. Even wiped off the table and counters for her. So I know it wasn't anything like that. She always put our youngest to bed every night, but I took care of the oldest two. Made sure they brushed their teeth, put their pajamas on, you know the drill. I even read them bedtime stories once in a while. What more could you ask for? And if either of them woke up in the middle of the night, it was me that got up to check on them. When it came to laundry, we always split it down the middle. I even did all the ironing. She never had to lift a finger in that department.
Wow. That's honestly surprising. I guess you really did your fair share when it came to the kids and housework, huh?
I know, right? That's why it's such a mystery as to why she turned cold on me all of a sudden. I can't figure it out. It was a huge shock when she just up and left all of a sudden. None of it made any sense, especially after everything I was doing for her and the kids.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be. There's something about her behavior that's pretty suspicious, wouldn't you say?
Like, what kind of stuff are you talking about?
Well, for starters, getting divorced without supplying a reason is pretty much the definition of suspicious. Something's fishy there. And if she's getting Mom to look after the kids, where do you think she's running off to? Using Mom as if she's a free daycare? The audacity!
Speaking of Mom, are you at her house right now?
Yeah. I've been thinking that something's been off the past couple weeks, so I went to check on Mom and see what the issue was. When I said I wanted to visit, she said it wasn't a good time. Can you believe that? Mom would never usually say something like that. When I asked her why, she just said she was tired. You know that's not like Mom. I knew something was wrong, so I decided to go anyways. It felt like she was hiding something. I didn't tell her I was coming and just showed up at her house.
So basically, what I'm hearing is that the reason that she was tired was from taking care of my kids. I wish she would have said something sooner. I had no idea.
Well, you know Mom. She'll never ask for help even if she's really struggling. That's just how she is. Doesn't want to bother other people. Which makes me think I told Leah the same things about Mom.
What exactly did you tell her?
When I asked her to keep an eye on Mom, we were talking about Mom's personality. How she can never turn anyone down if they ask her to do something. And how she never asks for help even if she really needs it. I wonder if she heard that and then had the idea to get Mom to take care of the kids for her. If that's what happened, well, then I'd have a few choice words for her, to say the least.
If you're right, then I'm going to blow a gasket. This is insane. I wonder how long it's been that she's been getting Mom to take care of the kids.
Well, you said you got divorced like 2 months ago, right? And Mom said she's been taking care of the kids 5 days a week. Although lately, it's been almost every day that she gets the kids. And you know she would never complain about that, even if it was too much for her.
So it started happening right after we split up, huh? You can't make this stuff up. Look, if she doesn't want to deal with taking care of the kids, then why'd she take them with her when she left? That doesn't make sense.
I'm coming up dry here. Maybe it's that she just doesn't want to leave them with you? But if that's the case, then it wouldn't make sense for her to leave them with Mom either. You don't have any idea why she would do that? You were married to her after all.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, I'm paying child support. You don't think that could be it, do you?
Yikes. So you're saying she could have taken the kids just so she could get the child support money? That's low. And then to get her ex-mother-in-law to look after the kids for her? That's just wrong. I don't even know what to say. This is insane.
You don't have to say anything, trust me. In the meantime, I'll be taking a little trip back home to figure this all out.
You better make sure your ex pays for this.
Oh, believe me, I will. As if I need you to tell me.
Hello. I'll be coming to pick the kids up in a little while. Thanks as always for taking care of them. You're a lifesaver.
You were out for quite a while today, huh? I wonder where you went off to.
I'm sorry. Work was super busy today and I had to stay over. I wanted to come pick them up earlier, but there was just too much to do here. I'll try not to do this again from now on, but it's hard to say when work will get busy like this. As much as I wish I could, I can't just leave my coworkers to deal with the rush.
Cut the nonsense about your work. You were going out with a guy, weren't you?
What? Why would you say something like that? Did something happen?
Sorry about that. But this isn't Mom here. It's Sarah.
Sarah? Why do you have Mom's phone? Are you at her house?
I thought something weird was going on with Mom lately, so I came to check in on her. And it turns out my hunch was totally spot on. She was being run ragged with having to look after her grandkids all day long. I wonder whose fault that is. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I don't appreciate you using my mom like a daycare service. Not to mention the fact that she's not even your mother-in-law now that you divorced my brother.
It really was work that kept me out later than usual today, though. It's been tough raising the kids since we split up. You don't understand. I had to ask someone to take care of them. There just wasn't any other way around it. I don't make enough to pay for daycare, and they're not old enough to stay at home by themselves. Trust me, it's not like I wanted to do this.
Look at this idiot tripping over herself to justify some twisted logic. I already heard from your daughter that you got yourself a boyfriend, so don't bother playing dumb with me. It won't work. I can only assume you were on a date with him today, huh?
Sarah, stop talking like that. You don't have any basis for the accusations you're hurling at me. I feel bad for asking your mom to take care of the kids, but there really wasn't any way around it. I'm so sorry, Sarah.
This isn't Sarah.
What? Who is it then? Todd? Is it you?
It's been a while, Leah. I finally understand why you up and left me without giving me any notice. I thought it was weird that you'd leave without saying anything, but I know now you had someone special you were seeing on the side.
Stop saying that! I wasn't cheating on you. Don't talk about things you don't understand. You don't know what it's like for me.
If you weren't seeing someone, then I wonder whose house you ran to right after you left ours. I can't imagine you took the kids to sleep on a park bench or in a bus station. I'm not that stupid, you know. You had somewhere lined up where you could start living.
What exactly are you talking about, Todd?
I'm talking about the day you left. You went to your new boyfriend's house, didn't you? And told the kids they had a new dad. Did you really think they wouldn't say anything about that? I heard everything from our daughter. You were having an affair before you divorced me, weren't you? And you thought you could hide it that easily, even after dumping the kids on my mom every day, huh? What were you thinking?
I I never meant to have an affair before we divorced, I promise. I was planning to start going out with him only after we divorced. Things just got a little out of order. And before I knew what had happened, well, it was too late then.
Huh. So you asked the kids to call some guy that you only just started dating their new dad? Yeah, likely story. Don't bother trying to invent such pitiful excuses. It's hard to watch. I didn't know you were able to stoop so low.
I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can say.
And to make matters worse, you decided to use my elderly mom as a daycare service with no thought to her health. You knew she wouldn't say no, didn't you? So you thought you'd take advantage of her kindness. It's sickening, honestly. And I know the only reason you took the kids with you is so you could get the child support payments. So don't even try to pretend that it was out of some kind of motherly concern. We both know that's an absolute lie. All you care about is the money. That, in addition to taking advantage of my family. Well, that's pretty unforgivable, to say the least.
Wait a minute! Just try to calm down a bit, okay?
Look, I'm bringing this to court, and if I have my way, I'll wring you dry of every last cent you own within legal limits. So get ready, okay?
You're going to sue? No. Wait just a minute. We can work this out without going to court.
This is Sarah now. My brother isn't going to be responding anymore.
Sarah, please tell me. Is Todd actually planning to sue?
It certainly sounds that way at the moment. It also sounds like he's going to try for alimony against you. I don't think there's anything you can say that will change his mind at this point. Plus, it's obvious that you weren't actually taking any responsibility for the kids, since you dumped them on our mom. So it probably won't be too hard to revoke your parental rights.
He would go as far as to take the kids from me?
Well, it's clear that you can take care of the kids on your own. Todd hired a lawyer and he's intending on enforcing sanctions against you as far as they'll go. I'm sure you already know this about him, but once someone does something to him, he can't rest until he has his revenge.
Isn't that all more trouble than it's worth? Hiring a lawyer could drain him in the long run, you know. Why don't we just try to talk this out? I'm sure we could find a reasonable solution without going to court. Well, once everyone cools down a bit, that is.
I think you know that my brother can be pretty hot-headed, so I don't know if he could exactly approach this with a level head. He's always been the type that can't forget when someone does something bad to him. Letting bygones be bygones isn't really his thing, you know. I don't think he'd resort to violence since he's an adult, but he's preparing to fight tooth and nail in court, so I'd start getting ready if I was in your shoes.
Look, I'll give him the kids back if that's what he wants, and apologize for having your mom take care of them. So please, can you ask him not to go after me in court?
I'm sorry to say it, but no matter how much you apologize to either of us, we're not going to forgive you. You might as well not waste your breath. You see, my brother and I are a bit different from our mom in that, well, we're not nice. After that, my brother ended up getting alimony checks from his ex. My brother seemed to think that his ex wouldn't pay any child support, so he decided to also go after her for consolation fees for what she did to our mom. I think what he did was justified. His ex obviously isn't a reliable person, so it was smart to get as much money out of her as he could at first instead of trying to get her to pay child support over a longer period of time. Anyhow, he ended up totally draining his ex and her boyfriend financially. My mom heard from his ex that all the financial stress wreaked havoc upon their relationship. When my brother caught wind that his ex had contacted our mom, he made sure his ex knew that if she contacted our mom again, he'd go after her for more consolation fees. Ever since then, she hasn't been bothering our mom. My brother isn't someone you could call sensitive to the needs of others, but he's doing his best to raise the kids by himself, and I think he's doing a great job. When my mom saw how hard he was trying, she persuaded him to let her take the kids a few times each month. That made me wonder if there were any ways that I could help out. I decided to send them snacks and toys every once in a while. As his sister, I want to do everything I can to make sure that his kids will have a sound upbringing. Even though I'm busy and can't do quite as much as I want to, I'm gonna make sure to prioritize them moving forward.